How in 2023 a 120Hz refresh rate display a pro feature. This budget OnePlus Nord phone for less than $300 has a 120Hz refresh rate screen. Apple is still able to sell the iPhone 15, an $800 device, without a high refresh rate screen, passing it off as a pro feature. It's not just the 120Hz screen, the list goes huge. I think Apple has misunderstood the term pro and I have some gripe about it. Let's discuss. Starting with iPhone 11, Apple started introducing the Pro series. At that time, the main difference between the Pro and regular model was the extra telephoto camera. But over the years, the differences have grown and Apple has started treating the regular model as just a cheaper alternative. Some important features that Apple has reserved for the Pro models are not necessarily Pro. And as a consumer, I'm not happy, especially after paying a premium price. I have 7 specific examples to explain the absurdity. First up, USB 2.0. After a long delay, USB-C is just here on all the iPhone models. But the regular iPhone 15 models have only USB 2.0 speeds. Only the Pro models get the USB-C 3 speeds. Seriously? How in 2023 USB 3 a Pro feature? USB 3.0 was introduced in 2008 and Samsung Galaxy S5, which came in 2014, had USB 3.0 speeds. Real Pro users will need Thunderbolt speeds, but USB 3 speeds are not Pro feature in my opinion. Moving on, the second feature which Apple markets as Pro is the ProMotion display, or in layman's term, 120Hz high refresh rate display. Razer came up with its phone with 120Hz high refresh rate display back in 2017. In smartphone world, that's like a lifetime ago. In fact, many users had to buy the Pro model just because the regular models do not come with a high refresh rate display. Sub $300 phones today come with a high refresh rate display. Third feature that Apple mistook as a Pro feature, zoom lenses. With iPhone 11, zoom became a Pro feature. I'll take it then. But in 2023, to use a measly 3x zoom, do I need to be a professional? It's not just about zooming in. You see, to take a decent portrait photo, you cannot use a wide-angle lens. This is because wide-angle lens shows fish-eye distortion and the face doesn't look pleasing. Only with zoom lens, the portrait shot looks realistic, distortion-free and pleasing. So it's not just about 3x or 5x zooms. It's about getting a decent portrait photo, which even the cheapest phones in the market can do. Even the iPhone 7 Plus, released in 2016, which Apple simply considered as a Plus phone and not a Pro phone, had a 2x telephoto lens. Fourth, a customizable button. iPhone 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max contains a special button that is only useful for Pro users, called the Action button according to Apple. You can set any custom action that can be triggered with this button, like opening the camera, turning on the flashlight, setting focus modes, voice memo, etc. All very essential for Pro users. Regular users who don't use flashlight or camera as often can use the regular button for the same. Jokes apart, these are the design decisions which are hidden under the Pro moniker, but Apple is simply using it to nudge the customers to go for their more expensive models. Fifth feature which Apple considers a Pro feature is the always-on display. Just like my previous points, I can give plenty of examples of cheaper phones bringing always-on display at much lower price point. Always-on display needs OLED panels for the efficient always-on display tech. Apple has had OLED panels for their display since iPhone 11 Pro. Even the regular phones have had OLED panels since the iPhone 12 series. One caveat here is to implement a good always-on display, adjustable refresh rate display are essential. iPhones have had these two since the 13 Pro series. Sixth, macro mode. iPhones support macro mode photos on the 13 Pro, 14 Pro and 15 Pro series. I have no idea why the regular models do not get the macro mode. A sub $200 phone which even omitted a telephoto lens has opted for a separate macro lens. iPhone uses their ultra-wide camera for macro mode, which all regular models have. Granted, I do not take macro photos a lot and these budget phones macro modes aren't that great as well, but it's definitely not a Pro-only feature. Finally, storage. I have two issues here. 128GB has been the starting storage for over 3 years now, and by next year it'll be 4 years. With how storage costs are coming down per GB, Apple is simply expanding their profit margin by still keeping 128GB. Second, the cost of GB for an upgrade with Apple also seems exorbitant. Samsung charges $50 for an additional 128GB and in most cases offers a free upgrade to their next tier. Weirdly, Apple, which uses Samsung's NAND chips for storage along with other other similar prices NAND suppliers charges more than their storage upgrade. This is what I think Apple might do next year. The Pro models will start at 256 GB and the regular models will still keep getting the 128 GB base storage at the same price, which essentially means a price increase for the regular models, widening the gap even more between the Pro and regular models for a non-Pro feature. Okay, seems like it's all rant about the Pro models, right? There are definitely some Pro features that I do appreciate which are specific to the 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max. Here's a list which I genuinely feel are for the Pro users, and Apple did rightly bringing them to the Pro models. External video recording. This is a really impressive feature, to be honest. There are external video recorders which cost over $400 for an easy video editing workflow and for those massive video storage. Now, iPhone 15 Pro models can record directly to an external disk when connected through the USB port. Second, 4K 60p ProRes videos. These are only needed to capture videos which will go through extensive editing and color correction later. These are indeed for the pros. Third, lock capture for videos. This is yet another Pro-only feature to capture maximum amount of detail, dynamic range, and information for post-production scenarios, and a regular user will never even need it. I captured in log for my YouTube videos and I'm happy that it's coming to the iPhones as well. Let me know in the comments if you would like to know how to capture log videos on iPhone 15 Pro. Spatial video capture, ACES color standards, Pro RAW for photos are all Pro level features available in the Pro models, which I honestly am very happy about. Did you notice something? All these Pro features that are good and exclusive are specific to their camera department. And frankly, that's what Apple started the Pro series for. Pro cameras. But Apple wanted to push their customers to get their more expensive Pro models instead of their regular iPhone models. Hence, Apple started reserving important features just for their Pro models. Even the processors are now one generation older processor for their regular models. I personally think that is not a fair deal for the consumers, especially with the price staying at the same $800 or more. Faster processor, telephoto lens, high refresh rate display, customizable button, always on display, macro mode, decent USB-C speed. These are not a Pro feature. These are essential features for any premium user buying a premium phone at $800. What do you guys think? I'm curious to know. So let me know in the comments below. Also, like and subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you in the next one. This is Anjana. Bye-bye.